Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's episode we are working on the trailer some more. We're actually doing something that if I planned better I would have done before, in the before times. So we are going to add rock sliders and kind of steps in the same process. So my plan is pretty simple. It's just to take some metal from here to here, but this is going to come out at an angle and then go straight back. So we're just gonna go for it. It's not really gonna be a how-to or tutorial. I just figured I'd record it, show them how I'm doing it. That way people on the internet can tell me how I'm wrong and I can learn. So we're gonna get right into it. I should have done this before we made the trailer. I should have done this part of the frame, but I didn't think about it. I should have planned better, but I didn't. And here we are. So let's get right to it. I have this 1.5 inch steel square tube. It's 1/8 inch thick, so it's the size of the rest of the frame. And we're just going to weld it on and connect it. And the plan is to do this with it. So how this works is I cut out most of the metal and just kind of bend it in place, then we'll weld it, grind it down, and hopefully it will look like one solid piece versus welding two different pieces together. And that is the plan. Now, to be completely straightforward, I am not a professional fabricator, so I'm using the assistance of math from other people. We know certain things like 45-degree angles because they're simple, and this here is a 45-degree angle out, and then this one straight across is a 22.5 degree. I had to measure how long a 45-degree angle piece needs to extend to reach 11 inches from this face, which my calculations come out to about 15 and 9/16. So we'll give that a shot. Outside corner, it needs to be 15 and 9/16 here to where I'm going to make the cuts to bend it in. I have enough metal to mess this up like 3 times, so I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. Okay, now we cut along those lines and hope it works. That should have been easier. It was not perfect. Cool. A little too long on this end, so I cut this down just a little bit. So the way I can do that is just kind of mock it up like I'm on the corner, and then I can take my marker, which is not with me. There we go. Just trim a little off the top like you do at the barber. I think I probably need to cut this a little bit more since I got my measurement wrong. Definitely not the prettiest. That one's much better. That one looks decent. But the sides, they're okay. I'll grind these down, paint it. They look pretty good. But yeah, I gotta grind this, grind the trailer, and then it should be able just to weld right on. But we'll probably use this as a template for the second one. Okay, I have y'all directly in line. So you can see the issue on this side. We have a little bit of a, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch off. Can't use this one as an exact template, but it's pretty close. It actually came out pretty decent. There's not much to this one except just getting after it, I guess. 15 and 9/16. Rinse and repeat. My handy dandy little guide. This guide kind of takes the guesswork out of it. You know, it can only be so much without human error. And I am capable of human error. There we go. The power of my muscles. It can kind of look like a 45-degree angle. This one's kind of suffering the same fate, this gap being too big. So I don't know what I did wrong exactly, but we'll just fill it in with this piece and weld the rest together. After grinding it down, doesn't look too bad. Don't mind those holes, but yeah, painting that, I'll take care of that. My measurements may have been quite a bit off. I'm looking down this line. I got this mocked up as like an eye test, and it is throwing me for a loop. I don't know if y'all can really see. Let me turn the brightness up because I don't have a light over here, but this is supposedly right down the line. I guess it kind of looks straight there, but when I look at it as a whole, I don't know what it is, but it looks like this. It's like coming out and then in. I don't know. I'm probably just tripping, but the measurements line up. It's just visually there's something missing for me. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's lined up. It measures out. The sun is going down. My camera battery is dying, so I think I'm just going to hit this all with the grinder, get all this surface stuff off and clean it, and then hit it with my primer, because that's a spray-on. And then I'll leave the tips exposed and we can weld that on, and then we can paint the whole thing when it's on the trailer. I think that's going to be the plan. I'm going to do some more steps on the back, but let's get these taken care of first.
Two hours later.
Nice and shiny. this wasn't too bad. This weld, you can't really see it, but these are pretty good. So I'm gonna go do the other side while this side cools down, because I don't want to sit here and melt all the caulk I put or, you know, anything else. So I'm gonna let this cool down. We'll go to the other side. Now the idea for the rear is very simple. We're just gonna take a piece of metal, come out, and then straight to this, and that will act as a step, and then eventually we're gonna put a jack on it so that we can level and stabilize the rear of the trailer. Now this part should be simpler than that one. So we just take from here to the rear, that's 16 inches. And then from the frame to the edge of this, which should be 11, and it's like 11 and 1/32, so 11. And then add those together, we get 27. And then I'm just gonna cut that angle in at 11 inches, and that hopefully should just fit right in. 11 inches, it's right there. So it has to make a 90-degree turn. We just need to cut to 45 degrees angles on it, which that makes it pretty easy because these squares are 45 degrees. And then once this is cut, it should just fold right in. Let's give it a shot. I don't know exactly what I did, but my measurements were a bit off, so that's probably half an inch too long this direction, and actually that one's perfect. So it's just half an inch too long on this piece. I gotta trim this off a bit. I'm finding that I'm not talking as much in this video as I probably should have been for doing all this work. But I think one of the issues is this. I'm not very motivated to talk using this. And then this is all metal. So everything I do revolving it is just loud. So I'm not sure how much is worth talking about, because this noise really isn't worth listening to. And I'm going to weld the underneath, but I'm not going to record it because it looks really bad. But one side's done. And that tape works to protect my ACM. And there we have them. Welded on all 4 sides. Welds on the sides, top, they look pretty good. But the bottom is so bad, I don't think it's safe for the internet because it is ugly. But yeah, they work. Structurally, they work. Obviously, it's kind of more dependent on how well those are welded, which, who knows? Who knows how well they're welded, because I learn more as I go. But yeah, I can stand on all of these. Could probably jack the trailer up by it, but I'm not going to do that because there's no need. And then the look, yeah, I mean, it's there. Looks pretty good. I think I could put like plate metal across the top and make this kind of like a place where you could put your shoes, or, well, actually just anything. You could make it a full-on step, but it would get muddy. So we're gonna let this all cool down, prime it, and then just paint it, and that'll be it. We're gonna be using this gloss protective enamels that we used on the rest of the trailer because it's been holding up pretty well. I'm just gonna roll this on and not deal with the fumes of spraying, but I'll still spray the corners because you can't roll the corners. It just doesn't work. That chunk wasn't supposed to be in there, and it kind of ruined my aesthetic pouring here. I should brush it off. I always should brush it off. I just forget I don't work in a perfectly clean environment somehow. Check that out. Oh, that looks good. I do like using a roller over spray, not just because it's easier and there's less fumes and things you have to tape off, but I like the texture from rolling it better because it gives it some texture versus just laying it on. And I really like that, especially for, you know, this trailer, which is outdoor and rugged and whatever other things I tell myself about it. Using this like new spray can design thing where it's got these different nozzles on it. Never used it, but I guess we'll find out how it works. It turns out it works like spray paint still. That is crazy. All right, no lie, full transparency. I like the different nozzles. They got me with the marketing. The gimmick of having different nozzles, it got me. I do enjoy it. I find it makes things easier. So Rust-Oleum, good work. Hope you enjoy this free advertising. Doing these inside corners vertically with this spray, well, it's pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. So coat 1 is done, but this enamel paint needs like a day before you do the second coat, and you can kind of see Alright, here we need a second coat. So we're going to get that done real quick. You know, there's nothing really inherently entertaining about painting. I guess if you're doing like a cover-up or something, it can be satisfying, but a second coat, there's not much entertainment value in it. But it's not necessarily just the entertainment of the second coat, kind of just the whole culmination of all this work. It's taken me several days of work to get to this point. Should it have taken that long? I don't know. Probably not. But I get distracted, and things take longer than they should, which I don't believe that's just a me problem. It could be, but you know, you kind of watch people online and they do these things and they get them done in like 2 days or a day. You just kind of make you wonder. But then you find out that they get paid a lot to do that. And it all makes sense of why they can get it done so much faster. And that's it. I'll just touch up the corners with spray paint, but that is it. And these are my rock sliders. There are many like them, but these are mine. I believe they turned out pretty good. I believe in my heart that if I were to hit a tree or a rock, that these would do the job and push the trailer away. I don't want to test that because they're shiny and pretty, but I do believe they would do the job. I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more content. I do have an ambitious project coming up here, and potentially some interesting once-in-a-lifetime trips coming up that I would like to share with y'all if I can. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Peace out.